on its own. So heads up. I guess we're going live.
We're going live.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah. I guess no intro or anything like that. Heads up, people. Looks like we're live. We'll see. I'll see if I get a notification here. But anyway, man, we'll just kick it off like this. I was gonna wait a few minutes and actually hit you up and be like, "Yo, I think I'm ready. Are you ready?" But it just bam, here we go. So, how you doing, man?
I'm just chilling. I've been busy with some stuff today.
Right on.
It's been good.
But you got the whole weekend off. How's the schedule?
Yeah, I got the whole weekend off. I got work tomorrow. Easy job. Um, Gotta be making that money for Bluff Creek, man.
Yeah, dude.
Keeping
I'm
up.
I'm I'm already like, man, how am I gonna do this? It happens every year, but we make it happen. But
It
yeah,
does.
it's like I would like to set myself up early, like start saving, and then go out and do it right. But and we do it right, but there's always some things that I'm like, damn, I wish I could have got this or done that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I gotta figure that out. Got some stuff I gotta do and save up for. I gotta get new tires on the car before I make that long drive. So.
I want to welcome everyone into the chat. It's a busy day here at the shop. So next door over at the Catalyst, um, someone rented out the space. So it's actually there's a little cafe that's going to be opening next to us, and we got that spot. And my brother is friends with the cafe people, so they work something out. So they're doing like a soft opening today, and yeah, and then so they're having cumbia music over at the Catalyst with coffee this morning, and so it's pretty packed out here. There's an event happening next door, and then quite a few people coming in and out of the shop, so you could hear some background noise there. But anyway, we're on with Tate Hieronymus today, y'all. What's up, chat? And we were trying to plan to go live, but we were in the back of the studio, and then it just went live. I jumped on with Tate and the live just went on. So I was like, whoa, I didn't press anything. And so here we are. And the chat is live now too, man. So heads up, Tate. And so if y'all don't know, Tate Hieronymus is a Bigfooter, squatcher, investigator. Uh do you accept being called a researcher? Yeah, title him what you want, but
Yeah, sure, why not?
yeah, he's a good friend of mine. Yeah, researcher. Uh, and we've known each other for quite a bit, and we could get into that how we kind of met and
Oh
some of the
yeah,
stuff we've done.
it is.
But yeah, he's out in Florida, right? Are you in Florida now, Tate, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm currently in Florida. Yeah, so I'm down here, South Florida to be more specific.
Yeah, and just to introduce people in case people don't know, because this is our first time doing this, and I know you've done this over on your channel several times. I mean, you've interviewed several people, well-known people, so this is nothing new to you.
No, no, not at all.
Yeah. So here we are, and we
I
tried
am a veteran.
and we tried this yesterday from the live stream, but I guess you might have figured something out. Maybe the phone was giving you issues to jump on. You said that you probably would need your laptop or a computer to be able to make it happen. So just a little heads up for me, if I'm ever going to do this again, maybe make sure that they have a computer and maybe try to figure out maybe there's a way we could troubleshoot for phones. But yeah, we're on live. What's up, PNW Rush?
So
Uh-huh. Yeah, what's up, dude?
I'm
You
actually using my phone right
Oh,
now.
all right, right on. Okay.
So
So I
yeah,
wonder
yeah, I'm actually using my phone right now. There's actually a bit of a delay too on it, so that's why I'm allowing those pauses.
Right on. Yeah, we'll make it happen one way or another. It's happening. But yeah, dude. So you've been into Bigfoot for several years now, and what you rep Bluff Creek Project, right? You're part of the crew.
I rep Bluff Creek Project,
Yeah.
part of that crew. Yeah, um, I've been with them, geez, since like 2016. So I've been with them for quite a while, and been going up to Bluff Creek. 'Cause I lived in Ventura, California, as you know. I lived there for about 4 years, and I'd go up there twice a year, once in July and once in October. Then I moved to back to Iowa in 2019, and then from 2019 every summer till now, I've been going out there, and that's where I met a lot of the people that I know today, and that's where I met you. Was at the film site. I want to say I met you at the film site in like 2016, I think 2016 or
Yeah, I think was
2017, one of the
was
two.
it the year that Austin was with you? I'm not sure, but yeah, it's been several years now, and you love Bluff Creek. We do, I do too, man. We all do, and so you got a connection there, definitely. Um, and Ventura, you said you lived in Ventura, so that's right outside of L.A. County. Um, LA, Southern
Yeah.
California, Ventura County, you got Santa Barbara. Was there ever anything out here that really had your interest, like Bluff Creek wise, or was it just always Northern California?
There was a couple places that I found interesting down here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Bluff Creek. It's going to be my home away from home. But it's obviously a long drive from Southern California to NorCal like that, like 12 hours. It's a whole day's drive. And so I needed something closer. And then I reached out to Cliff Barrickman. He told me of the place. And I've been going there, and I ended up getting a thermal video out there. And I took you to the spot. Actually, you saw it. You've seen it in person a few
Yeah.
times now, where I got that thermal video.
Yeah. That's an interesting area. So that's the Los Padres National Forest. So which is like, I guess, the next I don't know, they're mountains, I guess, northwest of the Angeles National Forest. I think they like kind of connect at some point. I think the 5 freeway might like separate them. Um, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
more.
I think they
Uh-huh.
connect near like Santa Clarita towards like Gorman. I think they kind of connect in that way.
And I think you said Gore. Did you mention Gorman? Gorman's been on my radar, so uh I heard people talk about Gorman a while back. I remember it was first David Politis had mentioned it, and then I heard other people mentioning some weird stuff, but they didn't say anything like Bigfoot related. They just said high strangeness going around Gorman on the 5 freeway, and so I was curious to find out. Um, and then I heard some off of Jeremiah's Bigfoot Society, some reports there, this lady, and they were back from like I think the 70s, and she was talking about a particular ranch in Gorman where they were having Bigfoot activity. So I was like, oh wow. So maybe that's what the high strangeness is. I was thinking it's maybe Bigfoot's. And we've also talked about like several other people have talked about it too. I just had heard about it, and I'm totally with this, possibly some sort of connection between like the Sierras, Southern Sierras, and then these mountain ranges down here. So maybe they might be moving up and down. Yeah, what do you think is going on around Gorman? And then you mentioned about the thermal footage out in the Sespe Wilderness, which isn't far from Gorman. We actually kind of cut in through Gorman. Is it like we pass Gorman when we go up your way, right, to that spot?
Um, Actually, there's two ways to get into there. You can go into the town of Gorman. There's like a McDonald's there and a couple gas stations. Um, but we exit at Pyramid Lake. I think it's like maybe 5 miles before Gorman. So I usually exit at that and drive in through there. And you drive through the Hungry Valley OHV Park. So there's like a lot of dirt bikes and ATVs and people riding those around there. And then you go back into the wilderness and then you drive all the way up. As far as like what I think is going on out there, I think they're there. I don't know if they like stay there for a long time because it's a very deserty environment out in Southern California, very dry. Um, they're probably more likely kind of in what's the near Big Bear, near up there. I think they're more up there than they are over where I'm at. Well, was at in the Los Padres National Forest. It's a little bit more barren over there. I guess Fraser Park's very lush and green in a lot of areas. So yeah, I bet they hang around there during the winter times of the year, and then migrate back north maybe in the summer.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Yeah, because the summers get hella hot out here, and then yeah, going back to the area you're describing, yeah, it's very deserty at the bottom of this area, and then you could go up some of these mountains, and then up there you do have like some sort of trees, and it's weird. My camera's bugging out right now. Look at that, it's zooming in all crazy, giving you the one eye. I don't know. The camera's got his mind of its own. But yeah, so it was very deserty at the bottom and beautiful. I remember the last time we actually went after, it was like a week after a Bluff Creek trip, right? So we spent some time up in
Yeah.
Bluff Creek, and then I came back down south to LA. And it was maybe like a week later, you and Ron came down, and we ended up meeting at this spot again and camped for, what was it, a night or two, a couple nights, I think it was.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was
yeah.
crazy
We
because
we went out there. Yeah, we went out there and camped with Austin, me, Ron, and the that was the same trip that the hurricane was supposed to hit California. It was a
yeah, it
Hurricane
did.
Hillary, and we were like, I remember we were all debating, should we just go and camp anyway? And I remember this. You made fun of the shelter we made not get wet, so that was hilarious. But
Yeah, so we did
so we had
yeah.
the shelter, and I remember us all sitting down. Oh, sorry, the delay is really bugging me out. But we were all sitting around, hanging around, just drinking some whiskey and having some beer. And I start feeling my Jeep shake. I'm like looking at it, everybody's like, dude, what? There's an earthquake right now. We're camping in the middle of a hurricane and there's an earthquake. So, it was a good trip. Like the second night we were actually on top of the mountain and we had another earthquake. And so I was like, dang, dude, what a trip. But the activity was a little not as fruitful as Mother Nature's activity was.
Yeah, that was wild. So yeah, we experienced a hurricane along with an earthquake, and the earthquake was epicenter was out of Ojai, so it wasn't far at all from where we were. And yeah, so it was pouring rain. And you remember we were gonna camp at the bottom the first night in this area, and we decided to pitch our camp somewhere else. And in the morning, after the heavy rains, we passed by that area and it was completely flooded. So if we would have stayed there that night, we would have been flooded out, bro. That was pretty crazy.
It's like this. The area is like a giant parking lot at the base of the mountain, and when we drove in there, yeah, dude, it probably had to be at least 6 feet deep of water, and it's not like a small area. It's like a huge area. It's like a parking lot basically size, and so yeah, we would have been toast.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard some legends out of the Los Padres. I think it's the Sespe Wilderness, and then there's the. I know you're not big into the missing 411 and all that. I know some of my friends aren't either. I'm fascinated, even by non paranormal type missing persons cases, but there's a well known case that happened up in the Sespe Wilderness. Uh, it was a firefighter out of Arcadia, California, which is a few cities from here. He went camping up there with a buddy of his who was also, I believe, an off duty firefighter. And he had his dog with him. And something happened on one of the nights where the dog took off and he went after it and went missing. His partner had a hike back, like I think several days to get back to like service and all that to be able to call authorities. Anyway, the search lasted for a while, and eventually he was found at the bottom of a cliff, and they don't know how he made it up that mountain to end up at the bottom of the cliff like he did, and he was like shoeless and all that. So David Paulides covered it, but yeah, I've heard of some strange stuff happening there. And you talked about the thermal situation, so I know you've talked about it before. So Tate has this interesting piece of thermal footage. He had a FLIR at the time. This is from several years back already. And so we're talking about this area, and it's on top of a mountain, and it's kind of like a ridge top there that has a trail. And it's a very, to me, I get the squatchy vibe up there for sure, even down below in the desert. But yeah, no, you get the vibes. There's trees and stuff. And Tate was able to capture. He was out with another buddy of ours, Austin, who we mentioned earlier, and was able to capture this weird thermal footage. Do you want to go through that quickly and explain what had happened with that whole situation? And I know you've done it before, but since I got you on now.
That thermal footage is really good. I think it could be real. I'm about 95% sure it is. Just because you've been to the area, seeing the area, it's very dry. You're like you said, it's on a ridge, and there's only one way in there, and so we would have seen anybody coming in. Me and Austin were the only ones there, and so what's crazy is there was a lot of hunting. So, and the thing was that I thought was crazy is like I've never seen so many deer in my life. I thought that was like really cool because we saw deer everywhere. And I've been going out there since then, and I haven't seen as many deer. And that's something I noticed about Bart's thermal videos when he got his, the amount of deer they saw. He said it was insane. So it was kind of like the same circumstance with that. And I wasn't expecting anything to happen. Me or Austin, we weren't expecting anything to happen. And we went out there. We were hanging around, and I was like, "Hey, let's just go walk down the trail, do some knocks, see what we get." And sure enough, we got a response back to a whoop that I did. Walked back up the trail, and then I started filming on the thermal. And I was like, I couldn't see. That was my very first time using the thermal. I couldn't see, so I was flipping through the filters. Still couldn't see. It wasn't until the next day I got home and saw on the computer. I was like, dude, I got something here. And so that's kind of how I ended up getting that video. That was October 2016, I think.
So we could find that on your channel, and after I'll post a link probably in the description and all that. But and someone could in the chat can maybe pull up Tate Hieronymus's link to his channel. But yeah, I thought it was fascinating, and I think Austin is a solid dude. He doesn't seem to be playing any games, so I fully trust him, and it was cool for you to have him there as a witness as well. So I fully trust his word, and I trust you too, Tate, and you guys did get something, that's for sure. There's a heat signature that you can obviously see, and at the time those FLIRs, it was the FLIR Scout, so those units didn't have zooming capability. Luckily, it had picture and recording, but yeah, no, I think that it's fascinating. And what's also interesting is that you have a Pyramid Lake not too far away, right? So that's a big body of water there, and could be a reason for them to be even around that area. Maybe it could be a pit stop where they know there's a water source, and then maybe they move on from there. But plenty of wildlife in that area, that's for sure. Mountain lion, bear, you name it. And I'm zooming in again. It's probably my hand gestures or something is activating the camera. But yeah, man, I think and I've been touching on several historical reports out of Southern California, LA County, and the surrounding counties. So there is history here, and a lot of it does go back to like the 70s, before it was as developed as it is now. But I think if you still have the mountain lions, the bears, and all that, and they still come down, jump in people's pools and all that, like you guys have the alligators out there doing that. If all that wildlife is around, why wouldn't the Sasquatches be, man? Come on now.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, I just uh, um, I love Southern California, but you got a thermal video really close to where I got mine, or not, far away. And like I said earlier, I think this Southern California is a good area. There's a lot more than just Bigfoot there. There's UFO things. I think you told me, or no, Jonathan. Maybe both of you guys told me about this YouTube channel that this guy films UFOs in like Fraser Park area. I think it was Jonathan who told me that, but it's weird up there, man. Yeah, like you said, it has vibes for sure.
Yeah, and what was interesting, yeah, not too far away. I've been talking more and more about the thermal footage. It was actually my nephew who recorded it. My brother, my nephews decided to go up to this spot where I had heard of a Bigfoot report in 1995, and it was my birthday. I wanted to just get out and do some squatching, and my nephews had never gone camping and or squatching before, and so we just kind of killed a couple birds with a stone there. And yeah, we were just doing a walkabout. Yeah, doing a walkabout the campground at night, and my nephew was mentioning he was getting hits, but he wasn't describing what he was seeing. It wasn't until after we got like kind of like you described, until later you review the footage and you're like, whoa, what is this? And there was deer, there was some coyote up
Yeah,
there, so there's definitely wildlife, but it was just weird, that footage. And it's not like you said, it's not confirmed 100%. It's a Bigfoot. We had Bigfoot on the brain, of course, but it was just so weird how that happened. And yeah, is as a squatch flies from where you got your thermal footage, it's not too far. It's like I said, two different mountain ranges, but I mean, you could get to maybe both those places in the same day if you wanted to drive to both of them, so it's very interesting. And you mentioned Bart's footage. For those that don't know, what is it? Bart Cutino? Is it Cutino? Right? I always
yeah.
like.
Bart Catino, he got a
Yeah,
thermal video in the Southern Sierras. There's a few people there, and his footage. I mean, it's good, but it's not like, oh my God. You see something going between the trees, and like I said, the because there's like an hour or something video of like them doing a recreation and everything and analyzing. It's actually a pretty fun watch. But something that Bart noticed or noted was like, yeah, I saw there's a lot of deer that time, more than usual. And I find that interesting because I've heard that before with other people. Like, oh yeah, there's a lot of deer around today, and we ended up seeing a Bigfoot. I've heard that before, and so there is a correlation there because obviously deer are, you know, prey for bear and mountain lion and Sasquatch. So if there's a lot of food available, then the predators are going to be nearby. So that makes sense. And something else that I found interesting is not the fact that there were so many deer, but there was also a lot of hunters hunting the deer. And so a lot of hunters might dress the animal after a kill in the forest and leave all those guts and everything remaining, which is going to be another food source for either bear, mountain lion, Bigfoot, or even vultures at that point, or small rodents that want to nibble on that.
yeah, definitely. And out here, actually, in the Angeles National Forest, we have what is it? Is it mountain goats? I think, or no, it's longhorn sheep, something like that. Some sort of mountain sheep. I've seen them. I think I want to say once, but yeah, they're known. Give you the all-seeing eye. Um, yeah, so we have those here, and I mean, I don't know if they'd be eating those, but that's just another food source that's like that. But I was mentioning the elk. I hear the elk a lot too. I was reading a report out of Pennsylvania. It was Elk Forest, I believe it was called, the spot there. Um, I think there's something because, like, for instance, up in Humboldt, Oric, the town, I guess if you want to call it that. There's not much there. Up in Oric, that's where the elk are known to chill. Like you could go and see them on the side of the roads and but there's also Bigfoot reports a lot out of Oric historically, and so maybe I've heard them following the elk as well. So yeah,
Yep.
deer, elk, anything like that, wild boar. Oh no, oh no, bring Tate back. All right, y'all. Hopefully, Tate gets. All right, are you unfrozen there, bro? You were stoned there for a minute.
I'm good.
All right. Yeah, so I was just mentioning about the elk, and we were mentioning deer here, but yeah, man. So what was the first thing that really got you into the whole topic? Like, was there something for a lot of us? It's the Patterson footage. Hopefully, you could still hear me.
For
For a lot of us,
me,
yeah. What got you?
yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah, there's still a delay. But yeah, for me, it was definitely the PG film. Um, I remember watching that and being like, "Oh my gosh!" I think I saw it like on Monster Quest at first, and it was, I don't know, it just really drew me. I thought, "Oh man, that looks really cool," and so I was always fascinated by that video. And then saw it on Monster Quest and finding Bigfoots, and then I got to eventually go onto the location where it was filmed so many years ago. And I enjoyed every time. Going to the site, I was like, I had this different expectation of what I would see when I went to the site for the first time. Um, and to be honest, I was kind of let down. I was like, this doesn't look anything like it did in the video. But then you realize, oh yeah, because the forest grows, it's not going to look the same. And but when you actually go there and you see all these like little landmarks, you're like, oh, that's in the film. That's in the film. It's still there today. It's very I don't know. It's very cool and awe-inspiring to be there, I guess, and just surreal.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's a trip, and it's just like, yeah, well, this life is your movie, and this is just part of the movie, going to Bluff Creek where all that happened, man. And so yeah, no, it's just interesting how it became for me, because I happen to live in the area. I was living in Humboldt County, and I forget how it was that I uh got in got the okay to go to Bluff Creek, and that's where I eventually met all of you guys. And since then, we've stayed in touch. Um, but yeah, once I went there and I experienced what Tate was just talking about, I was like, I fell in love with it, and I feel that every time I go. It doesn't change for me. Who knows? Some people may find it boring up there after a while, but I know I enjoyed it each and every time. And yeah, so people also talk about is there activity up there? Are things still happening at Bluff Creek? People are always curious. A lot of people have talked about that it hasn't been active up there. Um, but yeah, no, this time around we spent quite a bit of time, and if there's any past experiences that you had out there, feel free to bring it up. But I wanted to start off by mentioning your sleep paralysis episode this past time when what was it, July? Can you explain a little bit of that? Right before I got there, you had an episode of sleep paralysis, right, at Laos Camp?
Kind of. I thought I did, but it was just more of like I freaked myself out. um, I was so like I'm not like a fan of camping alone per se, but like I'll do it. And so for anybody who's ever been to Laos camp, it's creepy down in there. It's it can be a little terrifying. And so I was indulging in herbs of the earth, and uh, what freaked me out was I was like, oh my God, these giant, like Douglas fir trees could fall on my car and kill me at any moment. And so I was like panicking because of that. I drove up to the cell site because I was freaked out. Like, I don't want to die in the middle of the night, but everything was fine. But yeah, I don't think I had an episode of that time. I can't remember the last time we did. It's been a while, but yeah, we did stay there a while for this past trip. I'm trying to remember what all we did. Everything bleeds together after so many trips, and you're up there
Yeah.
for so long. It's
Yeah. Well,
hard to keep
yeah.
track.
Uh-huh. Well, I thought it was kind of interesting, and I get it because there is some trees down there that are probably need to be taken down because they're leaning already so much. It's crazy. But yeah, so and it is creepy down there. There's one time I went down, I was supposed to meet up with everyone, but no one was there. And I was like, something inside me told me, don't stay here, and I think might have gone back to Willow Creek or something. I drove out of there, but I was like, yeah, I'm not staying here tonight. If no one's staying here, I was like, I just got a weird vibe that time. But um, yeah, so that this time we did stay a while. There was an episode where uh I had seen some weird lights, some flickering red lights across the creek, and there was a lady friend of ours who was with us with their partner and everything. And she also mentioned seeing these weird lights. And I think we were the only two that had seen that. But then soon after that, there was these white lights, what looked like to me white lights coming from one side of the creek, and it almost looked like headlights of a vehicle. But a car can't drive down the creek, especially in that area. But you seen it also, but then you said that you felt like maybe it was moonlight. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember. I know you were there, and I was around the fire. Um, I did see that. It was kind of yeah, it was up the road off to the right a little bit where the creek is. Like if we're looking at out of Lost Camp, we're looking at the road coming in. We were looking at to the right near the canyon wall and where the creek is. I was like, it looks really bright over there. And then, oh, maybe it just might be the moonlight the way it's just hitting through. But it freaked me out. But yeah, it kind of it kind of makes you more aware when something like that happens. You're just like, I want to be a little more aware of my surroundings and know what's going on. And that was, I think, wasn't that the same night you saw that light through your tent?
Yeah, well, that happened. I think it might have been a few days later, a few nights later. But that was interesting that happened. And I know you're not into the you're not into the paranormal sides of Bigfoot yet, but you have experienced orbs before, so it's a thing, right? We're gonna get into that too, right quick. But yeah, I don't feel it was moonlight, and of course, I'm not gonna argue with you or think of you a certain way because you're thinking it's something else, whatever. We all perceive things differently, but yeah, I don't feel it was moonlight, and I think it was maybe some possibly
Yeah.
could be connected to whatever that strange light was that popped out by my tent. So yeah, it was very really weird. And then there was some stuff that I had captured on game cam too that I got to send to you, and I've shared it already. But there was some other weird lights, bro, that were popping up. It was kind of weird. So I don't know, maybe it's a thing. And I've heard of other things, even from Bobo. I had heard a story of someone else experiencing some strange orbs in around that area, along with Bigfoot activity. And I think it's out there. I think I heard it online somewhere. But yeah, it's a trip. And I've experienced a lot of those lights in southern Humboldt and in different parts of Humboldt. There was one time up in Willow Creek, we were camping in a campground there just outside of Willow Creek, and I seen a bunch of them, man. It was crazy. Anyway, so can you share with us briefly your experience with the orbs? This happened in Florida, I believe, right? And in a Bigfoot spot.
Yeah, this happened Sorry, I'm trying to join my via my computer. Maybe that's gonna help the glitch or the delay. It was like download Google Chrome, and I don't have Google Chrome. So if that doesn't work, let me just see. I'll
Yeah,
tell my story. Sorry.
yeah. No, don't worry. Do your thing, and I want to Starfire. I wanted to mention
Wait.
we were messaging yesterday, and she's up in Mendocino County. So big up. We love NorCal here, and I'm curious. I'm curious to know where in Mendo. You don't have to tell me, but I'm wondering. I'm like, where in Mendocino is she? But Mendocino does come up here on this channel quite a bit. So much love, Mendo. Rich Shot, what up, brother? Florida
All
got the
right, now see if it
syncing.
works.
Go
I should
for
be
it, bro. Give it a shot.
backstage.
So you're on your computer now?
So it says waiting. Yep.
Russell says he don't have fire ants. What's up, Russell? And big up to Blazer yesterday for dropping that 1111 super chat at 1111. Much love to you, brother. Yeah, welcome in. Yo. I don't know why I said yo, but I was gonna say welcome in, everybody.
Oh,
uh
do you see it? Do you see just Tate in the backstage?
let's see. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I'm gonna let you in right about now.
All right, let's see if this works better.
All right. So you're gonna exit the phone there.
Yep, I just did that.
You look a lot
Can you hear
clearer.
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think the delay is a lot better too. There's no delay. Oh, but my it's doing the Zoom
Let's
thing
see here.
into.
I think I could fix this. 1 second. Uh-oh. Let's try this one. Oh no. So we're gonna have the other Tate. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I guess I could do it over here. Which one is it? It's gonna be Tate got me working now. There you go. Thank you, Tate.
All right, I think there's no delay. I don't believe, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
That's good. That's good.
Cool.
So
We're,
yeah, so for future reference, I'll have to use the computer Google Chrome.
got it.
All
So yeah,
right,
we're
so yes,
the orbs.
the
Tate's
orb.
orbs. Tate's orbs experience. Let's hear it.
I only got this one. It was up in the Panhandle of Florida near one of Stacy Brown's research spots, and so a small and Eli Stacy Brown Stacy spots. He's saying, "Oh, wait, I've had like orbs and stuff here with Bigfoot activity," and we went there. We had I can't remember how many people we had. There was me, myself, Alex, and Eli. Me, myself. There was myself, Alex, and Eli. Uh, there was Stacy, RPG, James Bros. I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. With our group, and then there was like four other people that met us later. They were like hanging on down the opposite end of us, near closer to the highway. We were further into the forest on this access road. Um, we had two teams. We had two car teams stand at the cars, and then we had Alex, Eli, and Stacy walk to one of the teams with lights on. Me, James, and RPG followed with lights off. And maybe within like 5 minutes of walking, heading towards the guys, we have a knock off to our left. We stop and we're like, whoa, what the heck? We decide to keep walking. Then we get another almost cold, just clear wood on wood knock. It was pretty insane. I wish we had recording of it. But fast forward later that night, we get back to the car. Me and James are talking. We're waiting, and as we're talking, we see this bright blue ball of light like float like between the trees. I did get audio of that because I was like, I'm gonna put audio on when we get back to the car so we don't miss anything else. We didn't get any knocks, but we got us like, whoa, you hear that or see that? It was an orb. So you have our dumb asses sounding like crazy kids, like, oh my god. So I don't know if it's connected or not, but I don't know what I saw. I know it was a ball of light, and I can only describe it as an orb. So that was very cool to witness in person. I don't know if it'll be the last, but I hope not.
Yeah, hopefully not. But that is wild, bro. And again, you're not big into like orbs and Bigfoot popping out of orbs or you know all that, but
No,
you have experienced
yeah,
this and you guys were out Bigfooting, right?
yeah, dude, we were out there just watching. It was a good time. It was really cold that trip. That's what I noticed about that. It was really cold. I don't know. I was listening to Cliff Barrickman and James on their podcast, Cliff and Bobo's podcast, and they were interviewing Matt Moneymaker, and Moneymaker was talking about something, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that is what was going on because I try to rationalize things, as you know, in the field, you know me.
Definitely. Yeah.
Um, but there's like because of certain areas, it's
Oh,
under have strong, kind of like I'm trying to remember how to explain it, but anyway, it has something to do with when the plates shift. It causes like this energy to shoot out from the earth, causing these balls of light. Basically, I something I forget. I know it's real.
uh-oh, looks like we lost Tate there. And he was talking about some strange lights, some what is it? Earthquake lights come to mind. Hopefully Tate pops back in the studio here. And I see, let's see, Sherry Radway, what's up? Welcome on in. Yeah, we're this was like we were trying to plan this, and I had Tate in the back of the studio, and all of a sudden we went live. It went live. So here we are, and we're having some audio issues, a little technical. I'm not directly plugged into the Ethernet, so maybe that's something with the quality of the stream. We're learning things here now. And we're gonna give it a minute here, see if Tate pops back in, and if not, it's all good. No worries, Tate. We could maybe we'll stream this over on your channel. Maybe you get better service out there. I should have no problem streaming here, but we do get issues. Yeah, you're middle of the city and still get issues. It's crazy. What's up, chat? Everyone enjoying their long? Hopefully, everyone's having a long weekend. Y'all enjoying it? Yeah, we had a big event going on over at the Catalyst next door. Looks like things are starting to wind down here a bit. I was finally able to get a parking space. And yes, we are live in the studio and at the shop. Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. Get at us. All right, no sign from Tate. We'll send him let's see. I haven't gotten any text. There we go. Let's see. Computer has me frozen. All right, his computer had. All right. So let's send Tate a quick message. Let him know we're gonna wrap things up. My brother's got the bug zapper going on. You might hear some little zaps in the background. Yeah, I said, Tate, let's try again next time. Yeah, because today there's a lot of energy going on outside. People coming in and out of the shop. It's pretty heavy. We got this going on, so vibes are high here for me, and I'm glad we. This was our second time streaming. Yeah, I got a few bugs to work with. All right, so he's got some issues to work with, and we're working out our kinks here. Yeah, little by little, we're learning how to do this, and believe me, there's a lot of people that I think would be cool to have on here, and I'd love to share their time with you all, and we're making that happen. It's happening. I'm lining them up. We had a little time with Tate today, which was cool. He shared his a little bit of his thermal experience and his orb experience, and I appreciate y'all, supporting, tapping in with your boy. Tell him thanks for the visit. Yeah, definitely. And we could get Tate on anytime. Tate does this over on his channel sometimes too. And you could just look up Tate Hieronymus. No connection to Bob Hieronymus, the guy who was supposedly in the Patterson, yeah, in the Patty suit, in the Patterson footage. Yeah, pretty trippy how they have the same last name, huh? Poncho Zorch, what's up, brother? And Starfire, we need to talk some Mendocino. Juliana, I need to come put some hours in on the farm. Line me up. Lori lad, what's up? You caught us this time. I'm glad you made it. Well, I guess I'm late, Drats. No, you're good. You're good. You're in here. We got my bro in the shop with his family. Yes, I got the fam today to back me up in case of anything. And we're still celebrating my niece's birthday. Yes. Great weekend. Starfire says, let's do it. Yeah, we'll do that. And as we work out these kinks, Gerald, maybe we could do a test run, a test stream, and I could get used to maneuvering with some of the things I got to do here to make it happen. Anyway, I want to wish y'all a blessed rest of the weekend. Y'all be safe out there over LA. Last knock, Grox, black hole, quasar tech symbol, and also symbol for Saturn, Uranus, binary. I don't know. I'm trying to read this. Hey, what's up? My little niece is here. Is it time? No? Okay. I'm almost there. Yeah, we're going to wrap this baby up. Oh, okay. I love this little one. Yeah, love y'all. Y'all have a good one. And stay tuned. Let's see. Where's our outro? Sir, please. Thank you. Here we go.